A Hamas leader is reportedly assassinated in Iran as developments in the Middle East raise concerns of conflict escalating in the region. And Vice President Kamala Harris is closer to naming her running mate, with plans of holding their first rally in a matter of days. The Morning Rundown starts now.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. This is the Morning Rundown.
Today is Wednesday, July 31st. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. We begin with major developments in the Middle East, with reports of a top Hamas leader being killed in Iran on the same day Israel struck Lebanon's capital of Beirut and killed a Hezbollah commander. Iran's president is now responding, and the U.S. carrying out a strike in Iraq in what U.S. officials are calling a move of self-defense as regional tensions are rising rapidly this week. Iran and Hamas are both reporting Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Iran's capital of Tehran. Hamas also claims Israel was behind the assassination on the same day Israel killed Hezbollah's top senior commander in Lebanon. According to state media, Iran's president says the country will defend its territory and make those responsible regret their actions, striking fears of an all-out regional conflict with the Hamas leader's death happening on Iranian soil. And in Iraq, more tensions grow as the U.S. says, in a move of self-defense, it carried out a strike against a base in Baghdad used by Iraqi forces, killing 4 of their fighters. U.S. officials told Reuters Iranian-backed militants were looking to launch drones and posed a threat to the U.S. Some are also reporting hopes of any ceasefire hostage deal between Israel and Hamas is looking slim to none, given the escalations happening within the past 24 hours. On the political front, Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to announce her vice presidential pick on Monday and then hold a rally in Philadelphia the next day with her new running mate joining her on stage. The campaign trail is heating up, with Harris holding her largest rally yet in Atlanta, Georgia on Tuesday. Both the Harris and Trump campaigns releasing new political ads attacking the records of their opponent. And both are on the road to more events to rally up their supporters. Today, Harris will speak at a historically black sorority event in Texas. Trump will attend the National Association of Black Journalists Conference in Chicago and then hold a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, while his VP pick, Senator J.D. Vance, is also on the campaign trail tomorrow in California and Arizona. Meanwhile, we're learning more about the Democratic National Convention happening next month. President Biden is expected to give a primetime address on the first night of the DNC. And media outlets are reporting there's a big tribute for the president also planned for that night. Control of Congress is also up for grabs in November, and we now know who will be running against each other for the open Senate seat in Arizona after Tuesday's primaries. Multiple projections show former TV anchor Kari Lake won the Republican Senate primary, officially setting up a matchup against Democrat Ruben Gallego, who ran unopposed. This race will be among a handful that determines who controls the Senate this fall. Currently, the Senate is controlled by Democrats, while the House is controlled by Republicans, both with slim majorities. At least a dozen people have been killed and hundreds have been arrested as protests over Venezuela's presidential election continue. Authoritarian President Nicolas Maduro accused opposition leader Maria Corina Machado and presidential candidate Edmundo Gonzalez of criminal violence, and a close ally is calling for their arrest. Protesters are demanding Maduro make voting data from Sunday's election public. Venezuela's opposition and multiple Latin American leaders are refusing to recognize Maduro's victory. Machado said on Monday the country's opposition had about 73% of the voting tallies from Sunday's election, proving Maduro did not win. The National Electoral Authority has proclaimed Maduro the winner, giving him a third term in office and extending 25 years of Socialist Party rule. Boar's Head, a company known for deli meats, is recalling an extra 7 million pounds of their products. This is because there's an outbreak of listeria, a dangerous bacteria that has made dozens of people very sick in 13 states, and there have been 2 deaths linked to their products. The recall includes various types of meats like liverwurst, ham, and salami, made at their Virginia plant and have sell-by dates ranging from July 29th to October 17th. This recall adds to an earlier one of over 200,000 pounds of similar products. The issue was first noticed when a liverwurst sample from Maryland tested positive for listeria. Further tests confirmed that this same listeria strain was making people sick. Yesterday on the Morning Rundown, we told you about sales at McDonald's slipping, and it's a similar story over at Starbucks. For the second quarter in a row, Starbucks sales have slumped as prices continue to rise. In its latest earnings report, Starbucks sales dropped 3% globally and 2% in North America. However, total transactions at North American stores fell by 6%, but higher prices shortened the gap between sales and revenue, as coffee chains and restaurants alike continue to struggle with bringing customers in amid high prices. Finally this morning, after dropping out of the women's gymnastics team event in Tokyo 3 years ago and taking time to focus on her mental health, Simone Biles returned to the same event on Tuesday in Paris, and this time she led Team USA to the gold. Biles, along with Suni Lee, Jordan Chiles, and Jade Carey, winning by more than 5 points. Italy taking home the silver, Brazil winning bronze. With the victory, Biles becomes the most decorated U.S. gymnast in history with 8 medals. And she's not done yet. Biles will compete in 4 more individual events, including the all-around final on Thursday, where she'll have a chance to add more gold to her historic record. These are your top stories for this Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.